Joy and pain. It's like sunshine and rain. All right. So, welcome back to Happy Healthy Whole with Sharea. I am Sharea, and this is our final week on emotional health and collective care in today's America. And so, I'm hoping that we can talk about collective healing and moving forward. If you haven't already, check out the previous videos. Also, like and subscribe to our channel for things that are all about either healing and dealing with and navigating trauma and racial trauma specifically, and also for my professionals, mental health professionals, I also offer some weekly tips on starting and maintaining and scaling your private practice. So, all that to say, today we are focusing on collective healing and how we can move forward as individuals, as a community. The power of collective healing is always going to be something that I love to talk about. However, it's also something that sometimes gets lost in the sauce of self-care. And one of the things that we've already talked about in our first week was storytelling, musical and spiritual traditions, and activism is with some of our examples from the first and second week as well. These are all powerful tools because they collectively ask us to heal in a way that recognizes that we are not alone and that our struggles in our current state does not have to be done alone. We are able to be personal in these individual stories while at the same time sharing our collective and ability to be resilient together. Ways to enhance collective healing is similar to collective care, is building an intentional community. Surround yourself with people who honor healing journeys and uplift you. Understanding that you need to be in engaging shared rituals, whether that's a support group, practicing faith traditions, or engaging in cultural expressions like music, art, writing. These are rituals that provide us a sense of belonging. And then advocacy as healing, fighting for justice and fighting for justice and equity is our right and our requirement. It is also a powerful form of healing because without it, we can't have the freedoms to be able to even maintain our healing in a way that is about not just ourselves, but others. We have to work together to create change. This current environment, this current world that we are living in requires us to see this as not just a reality of our ancestors, but a reality of our current legacy that we will leave behind. If you've ever wanted to know what you would do during the civil rights movement, what you would do during enslavement in this country in terms of resistance, now is the time to show up and to show off according to what I consider is your strength in your area. You will be able to recognize whatever that means. And so I want to make sure that we think about healing beyond this series. And part of that is reflecting on what we've learned and how we can apply it into our daily lives, what we've learned in history, what we know is true. Stay connected with each other during this time and support each other's well-being. Acknowledge what people need because there will be a time when they can meet your needs and you can meet theirs. And then lastly, give yourself grace. Healing is never linear. We have to understand that part of what we are doing right now is resistance, and part of that requires us to acknowledge both justice and joy and consider ourselves able to grow. So to close out this series, I am going to talk about Black joy and Black history. And I wanted to think about it from the perspective of remembering our legacy, but I specifically landed on the Harlem Renaissance. This cultural movement was a time of artistic, musical, and literacy explosion where Black people were able to celebrate their creativity, intelligence, and identity. Figures like Langston Hughes, Zornell Hurston, um, Duke Ellington, and Josephine Baker showcase the richness of Black culture through poetry, jazz, dance, and storytelling. The Harlem Renaissance was not just about resistance, it was about celebrating Black life, love, and laughter, creating spaces where Black people could enjoy or could experience joy, freedom, and pride in their heritage despite social and societal oppression. The movement laid a map for us, this foundation for future cultures to express their creativity unapologetically and to experience Black joy in a way that is about loving ourselves and our communities so that we can sustain the fights that are ahead of us. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel. I'll continue to resist in my way as I resist in against oppression, but support our community. If you haven't already, like I said, like and subscribe, but also if you in the comments can think of some other forms of Black joys or some other examples of history of Black joy, I'd love for you to share it with the audience. All right, y'all be well.